It is. We got Jose. Okay, we in here. We in here. In the Pocket Podcast. We about to make it work. Make it work. So we here tonight where we got Jose, we got Eugene, and we got myself, Terrence. And we here on this good Friday night working hard, about to get y'all the winning lineup for the DraftKings daily this Sunday. So we just gonna get right into it. We're not gonna waste no time. Let's go and kick it off. Jose, where we going first? Where we going?
All right, first take off Derek Carr. All right, so we have $50,000 to work with to fit in our roster, right? So we're going to combine with all three of us, get a nice little starting lineup. And the first thing we're going to start off with is our quarterback. So we're going to figure out what quarterback. Give me about two quarterbacks y'all think. I'm going to say, Terrence, you go first. Who has a good matchup, and then the price for what they have, because we can't spend all our money on quarterback. And if we do, we're going to have to readjust on other positions. So, matter of fact, I just thought of mine. Well, the quarterbacks I'm looking at that I want to play because the matchup is Kyler Murray. I feel they're playing Jacksonville. I think he's going to basically throw it all over the world. I mean, all over the whole field. But the only concern I have with that is if they get up too high, they pull back, get the backup in. So I'm trying to figure out what quarterback is going to give me the most bang for the buck. So I really like Kyler Murray on this week, and then also Russell Wilson. I think it's going to be a shootout between Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. So my two would be Kyler Murray at I think 8,300, and then Russell Wilson at 76. So I will pick Murray first and then Wilson second. So that's my two. And then once Gene and Terrence go, we'll figure out compromise on one person only.
All right, what you looking at, Gene?
So, question. So, is Kyler Murray the most expensive quarterback on the board right now?
Yeah.
8,300.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can we filter for the fans to see exactly the quarterback pricing, like going down the line? We're perfect. So I think that we should be trying to get bang for our buck, right? I think that Jose is definitely right. Well, Kyler Murray has the best matchup, and he's most likely to get you the most points, especially since he's going to get the ball a lot. Jacksonville is a turnover machine, so he'll have a lot of opportunities to score. So even if he leaves the game early, I think he'll get you plenty of points. But so we know he's the best, and I think we all will agree on the matchup. But is he the best bang for the buck though? In the mid tier, you got Matthew Stat. Oh, he plays the Bucs defense, so that's not going to work out too well. I think Justin Herbert might be a good look because Kansas City defense is okay, but they gave up 30 points I think in back-to-back games or something, and it's going to be a shootout. So Justin Herbert is definitely. I would go Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert, and since Justin Herbert is a little less expensive, I might go with him, especially since they're coming off a loss. I might go with him a little bit ahead of Kyler Murray, just only because.
Man, I hear you. I like Justin Herbert because I think he's gonna have low ownership this week. And one of these things that you want to be trying to do with daily is something that they call chalk. Chalk is the person that everybody is going with. So if you can kind of go against the grain, be a little bit more contrarian, you got a better chance of hitting in that, cashing and getting in that top range.
Gotcha.
A lot of people going to be avoiding Justin Herbert this week because people thought Justin Herbert was going to go off last week. Right. He was at home against Dallas. We all know Dallas defense is shady. We know that. Shady. And he ain't really get it done. Him and Keenan Allen ain't get it done. So a lot of people gonna be avoiding him. So it's a risky play. I like it because it's a contrarian play, but I don't like it because he hasn't did the numbers in the first 2 weeks yet. You know, you feel me? He hasn't did, but it could be like a the running back who oh my gosh, it could be like a Henry. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people didn't play Henry last week because they was like, oh, Henry washed, 300 plus carries. You see what he did in week 1 and what he do. Week 2, he was like, don't forget who I am. You know what I mean? So Justin Herbert could do the same thing. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that.
Yeah, Herbert's been getting a lot of yards though. He's been getting a ton of yards, just not a ton of touchdowns. Yeah, so no, definitely, definitely. I see where you're going with that. And again, I think Jose got the person with the most potential to put up numbers. But good point by Terrence. And Jose, you can comment on this. Um, is that so? If everyone, like he's saying, has Kyler Murray, then everyone gets like the points that Kyler Murray
Exactly.
gave you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So so the way I'm thinking about this, right, with the quarterback. So I really think Kyler Murray is going to be a high scoring um, fantasy player this week. But the thing is, if they go out too far in points, they're going to shut him down.
Right.
I mean, I would just assume that. So I got to figure out, because at first I didn't really think about that until our last conversation, and when Terrence brought up the whole thing about Josh Allen, when I said, man, I'm giving up on Josh Allen. But he was right that, they were blowing him out, so they sat him down.
Right.
I would definitely I had to start using that in my judgment on when I pick a player. So I try to pick up who's going to do well, but also going to have a shootout. Like Matthew Stafford, I think he's going to have a shootout. You know, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. So I'm more after. I think Kyler Murray's going to put points up if they're in the game, but I can't really bet on that. So I think I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson. I can't really trust Russell Wilson, man, because he
Russell Wilson been going off though. I mean,
yeah,
and what I like about that is against Minnesota is Burrow went off against Minnesota.
Yeah. Another team that gave up
Um,
30 points last week.
who?
And they are another team that had gave up 30 last week, right? They gave up
Yeah.
30 last week. Yeah.
Well, Burrow he played Burrow week 1.
Right.
Week 2, who was it? It was
Kyler, right? It was Kyler.
yeah. So pretty much like everybody is lighting up Minnesota right now. So I like the Russell Wilson play too.
Mm.
So I'm kind of I my two choices are Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford because Tampa Bay, they kind of been getting lit up. Dak lit them up. And Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, they hot right now.
yeah, but they're going
So
against Tampa Bay defense.
That's a good
Dak
point.
Dak lit them up. What you talking about? Tampa Bay ain't showed me nothing. Even Matt Ryan and Ridley did better against Tampa Bay than they did against Philly at home.
Good point, Jose.
So I mean, I hear Tampa Bay defense, but there's some holes in Tampa Bay defense, obviously.
So those are your two. My two would definitely be Kyler and Herbert. And what are you going with, Jose?
Jose going with Russell and you said, go ahead, Jose.
Man, y'all really messing my mind up because I was really focused on Kyler Murray and Russell. So y'all really changed my mind. So, I'm gonna just go with what I trust is. I'm gonna go with Murray,
Okay.
and I might dang.
Okay. Well, let's do it like this. Let's plug Murray in,
Let's put
Right.
and
Murray.
let's see. Let's do our stat because we all agree that we got to do a stat
Yeah,
because
I
what
mean, yeah,
my
I mean,
strategy in the past 2 weeks so far is if you do a stat, you could have won. So pretty much, I think week 1 week 2, of course, you go with Tom Brady, and Gostowski and your boy Moore. I mean, week 2 was uh Murray, Ronald Moore, and the tight end was actually the second highest scoring tight end on the week, right behind Gronk. So that's a stack right there. And then you could have played your boy KJ Osborne, who also went off.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. So
this,
plug him in. Plug the quarterback in there.
so let's plug in Kyler. And then and let's see. Kyler got 4 options. He got Kirk, he got Hopkins, he got Max Williams, and he got
Rondale Moore.
Rondale Moore. So what we looking at here?
Hopkins hurt, right? He got ribs.
Oh, it do say that. Yep, it say he questionable.
So let's. So
game time decision.
That's going to be a game time decision. So for right now, let's go with Rondale Moore, because I feel like he has a potential to go off from this game, and I think he's at a good price at 50 something or 5,000.
Okay.
Yep. 5,000.
So we doing the double stack, or
no keep it like, it depends on y'all. So what I was thinking was this. All right, so I got Kyler Murray. Now if Hop wasn't hurt, I would have Hop and Rondale Moore.
Mm-hmm.
But because I know Hop's gonna get the most points. Now it's either gonna be Rondale Moore or Kirk gonna get the next ball. So I'm gonna go with the top leading. My theory is this: I'm gonna go with the top leading receiver now. Matter of fact, before I even get started, what I like to do, since I got my quarterback, which is he's the highest price, I like to go get my defense to kind of give me a range, because right now we only got $36,000 left. So I want to get my defense set up so I can kind of figure out where I can spend most of my money at. Because if y'all understand what I'm saying, like,
right.
Okay.
So for something like this with Daly, I would go with what team has the worst offense. I would start there, and I would find out who the Jets play, right? And
Broncos, and
they're
Jets. Everybody's gonna probably pick the Broncos because they're 4,300 and they are playing the Jets.
Right.
But
right.
I kind of like the Tennessee against Indianapolis for a low percentage.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Carson Wentz might be out.
He might be out. That's the thing. He might be out.
I got a happy Carson Wentz.
Or I would go Arizona against Jacksonville. I think Arizona against Jacksonville is good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that costs.
3,000.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right, let's go with that.
So now you see it says an average of 5,600 a person now. So each player that we pick from this point on is an average of
5,600. Okay, that ain't too bad. So now you want to start with the running back position?
Hold on, I got some questions popping up. We got to answer. So Rodney Miller, when it comes to finding value plays, is there one position that lends itself better to finding bargains than others?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer that. I mean, for me, like, I don't never find any value at running back. Running back, I feel like you gotta pay. Even out of the first 2 weeks, even when what's your boy went down on Thursday, Hubbard didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you got to pay for running back. So quarterback, to me, you can find some value there. I mean, you had the Giants quarterback the other day,
Yeah,
so
Daniel
because
Jones. I was thinking about him too.
yep, so you can always find value at QB to me, and also at the wide receiver position, but never rarely at the running back position. That's just my opinion.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the next question. All right, what attributes do you look for in a layer that makes you decide to pay up for a player?
Well, I should just
Uh,
you know, take that one. Okay.
Anybody want to?
For a player. I'm sorry, for a player that makes you decide to pay up for a player. uh, Attributes. Hmm. When I'm looking for, what I'm looking for is, so this is how I do my research, right? So when I'm looking for players, if I'm going for receiver, for me, I'm looking for who's going to have the most chances to get the ball. So what I do is I go to NFL Network stats, right? And I go to receivers. And what I do is I hit who's the top 10 um, with targets, who's the top 10 with catches, who's the top 10 with yards, who's the top 10 with 40 plus yards, who's the top 10 with touchdowns, who's the top 10 with running yards with at the same time. And then what I do is just kind of get a balance of between who has the medium of all. And then I use that to pick my players. So that's just for receivers. Same thing with running backs. Whoever get the most attempts, who gets the most carries, what type of playbook do they have? Do they average 4 yards a pop? So
Right.
that's how I do my
Right.
that's how
And
I analyze my players. And
yeah, and one more important thing, and this isn't necessarily uh uh like layer, but when you're doing DraftKings, like we just looked at um the receiver for the Cardinals, Hopkins, you don't when you're spending money on players, you don't want someone that's might not play that week, right? Like that's one of the most important things is availability. So if you got somebody that's questionable or that's doubtful and they're a game time decision, I don't think that you want to waste $7,500 or something on a particular player. So you might want to just shy away and go somewhere else. Like that's definitely a rule of thumb in daily fantasy.
yeah, like, so, you know what? You just have it right here, Daniel Jones. He's at 53. That's a 58 or 53.
No,
5,800. That's a good value, especially for the matchup. He's playing against Atlanta. You know,
true.
we can
I
do
feel
Terrence
like
stack up on that. You can get Sterling Shepard.
I, my only issue with Daniel Jones is he's only worth it when like he's breaking 60-yard runs. You know what I mean? Like that's my only reservation with him is that he could have like dud games. Like he's boom or bust. But the value, like you said, the value is there.
Hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
value
Yeah,
is
I like Daniel Jones right there. So another thing you gotta think about is, you can't just get all the most expensive players, right? Because like you said, one quick way that I judge is I'm like, is this player going to get three times what I paid for him? So like, if you look at Kyler Murray, who's 8,300, is he gonna get me 24 points?
Yeah,
Is what I look at.
right.
So which Kyler Murray obviously has the chance to do that. But if I get Daniel Jones, I only need him to get about 18 to 20 points for me to get proper value out of him. So that's just another like quick math I do in my head. That's a lot of times why I can't get McCaffrey all the time, because McCaffrey be like $10,000. That means he got to get at least 30 points for him to even be worth it. Um, so that's just one like quick way I kind of like judge people.
Yeah, I mean, that's great points, man. That's great points. I use that too as well. Like I use a combination of things when I'm looking at. But
Hmm.
so let's go. So where y'all want to go next? So we got one of the stacks. Like I said, if we knew that Hops was playing starting, I definitely would myself. I would definitely consider putting him in there because he's going to get that much. But we have an average of 5,600 to pick with. So um, I normally go with tight end next because that's the lowest price to try to get my average balance higher, so I can spend more money on somebody else. So right now, Gene, who you got? Who's your top two for tight ends?
So I'll go one just off of just the most points, and then I'll go to value. So just off a matchup, and just with the most points, I definitely like. Oh man, I want to go with Kelsey. Um, Definitely, I'll go with Kelsey just off of what he's going to bring with the total points. But then for value, um, man, like it's tough, man, because once you get past the top three or four tight ends, everything is a toss up. Like everything is a crapshoot after that. Geez, probably yeah. Scroll down a little bit. So, oh man, maybe Hooper. Just as a value pick because he's going to have Justin Fields, right? And
Nah, that's Cleveland.
oh no, I'm sorry, that's Cleveland. I meant yeah. Um,
The Met, I think is
who's the Bears tight end?
it's like they got Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
Right.
commit.
I would whoever's the number one option for the Bears, I would probably go with just because you're going to have Justin Fields probably hitting tight end a lot as just a safety valve and like his first start, just like just just as a value pick. And Hooper for Cleveland isn't a bad look either. So those are my two value picks, and then Kelsey would definitely, but we don't want to spend $8,000 on a tight end with the roster that we have already. But I think once you get past Waller, Kelsey, and actually Kittle has been doing too well this year. But once you get past the top three, it's a toss up. So I'm going again. We have to go with we got to be a contrarian to go against what other people in Daly is picking. And I would just take a shot at the number one tight end for the Bears, just because I feel like he has to get targets. With a rookie quarterback.
Man, I'm putting money on this. I'm not trusting that. I'm putting somebody I know who's going to get targets. So
Right.
I'd rather go with
Let's look at his targets.
Hawkinson.
He only had one target last game.
Right.
In the game before that he had 7. So he
Yeah.
okay. So yeah.
But I
So
feel like
okay.
go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I get it. That's it's definitely contrarian because he only had one catch last game. So ain't nobody gonna be on him. Because he only got one catch for 0 yards.
And that's kind of where
Uh,
I'm going with it, Jose. Like the best lineup is clearly not him, right? Clearly, it's not him. But for the money and the fact that if let's say if everyone on Daily picked the same top 12 with the amount of money that they had, then you would have to beat out those people as opposed to finding a diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? So I'm with it. Like I get what you're saying. Like I probably wouldn't draft them, but somewhere you have to have someone has to exceed expectation if you're
you
going
gotta
to
have that under 5% player.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I would say that you're starting off with Rondell Moore first. Like he's one of the low.
well,
But you got
because he went off last week, so he ain't gonna be low on. He gonna
yeah, but
be
I'm
heavy.
saying for his
He gonna be
price
heavy
though.
on this week.
For his price. So okay, let's go to wide receiver. KJ Osborne. I think he's like 3,600. If you go with Cyphers, he's 3,600. And he's been averaging points. You got Barrios but The idea, so the way I do this, the way I try to plan my roster is I'm trying to plan my roster to give me an average amount of points with certain amount of
Right.
within the players. Right now, we got Ronald Moore. He looked like he averaged 19.1. Kyler Murray at 36.3. You know, so I'm looking for like where's you see Osborne? He's further down. He's 3,600. Or you see Cyphers too.
3,500.
Yeah, if you pull him up, look at his
You,
targets and look at his
yo,
yards.
you 11 KJ these days, whole day.
Look,
Oh,
in two games they've been in shootouts. In two games they've been throwing,
right,
and look where he's
right.
at.
Yeah.
They don't have a tight end.
What
He's their
has
tight end.
Justin Jeffries been doing? Let me see. What if he
But
been
for his value, 3,500, a potential of maybe 15, 16 points. Do you think a lot of people gonna grab him? Look at
Nah, I'm
Cyphers.
with you. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's plug him in. I'm with that.
That gives us now we have an average of 6,000. So let's go back to the tight ends, right? Let's confirm a tight end for right now. My two tight ends that I would like is I do like I think Gronk is going to go off because their defense is going to be focused on the outside receivers, Godwin, you know, and I think that his experience is going to get that 2 touchdowns. Then you got Hawkinson. They're going against Baltimore. Baltimore gave up amount of yards to Waller, amount of yards to Kelsey, and now they're going against the top 3 tight end Hawkinson. You know, you definitely know. And then Golf is going to strictly throw it to him and Cypher. So I like him. I like that matchup. And then you can't go wrong with Kelsey but Kelsey's at 8,300. If you pop Kelsey in, look how much it drops down our average amount for the players.
Nah, definitely.
You know, but if you put somebody like Jared Cook, who you think might go off against Kansas City, that helps increase your potential. You know, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be picking Gronk because of the matchup. I think people are going to be picking Waller, Kelsey, Hawkinson, maybe Andrews, but like
Gronk has 3 touchdowns in 2 games, though. You know.
yeah, and they're going against a defensive scheme team, so I really think he's going to get those. He's not going to get a lot of yards, but he'll get those touchdowns.
All right. What you think about Noah Fant?
Yeah, he can do good. They're going against
They're going against the Jets.
yeah, plug him in.
See what he did pretty good last week.
See what he gets.
Noah Fant went off. Let me see. I know last week he was like.
So what I try to do is I try to pick all those players. So you see how we're doing it right now. So I try to pick as much as I can that I know for certain going to get them out catches. Like Noah Fant, you definitely know he's a second receiver. He's going to get the second catches. He's going to get the touchdown, the yardage, first downs. Osborne is a sleeper. You don't really know he can go off. He can not go off this week. He has the potential of not going off, but you're only spending $3,500 on him. If he does, you just made money. I could put now, we just jumped up to 6,300 average a player, right? We got Rondell Moore, who should have a potential breakout game, right? You got Kyler Murray, who's going to hold that point up for you. So you have nothing but, well, I say it's just my sleepers on your team, because most people pick up like Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Cup, because
but I agree with you, but I mean this daily stuff move fast.
Yeah,
they went off. All the people you choosing went off last week.
Yeah,
so it's something that they call recency bias, and it's just like you focusing on what happened the closest time away. What happened most recently, and you kind of just build like this lineup looks great for last week's points. You know what I mean? So I'm just pointing that out. Let's make sure that we not just focusing on who went off last week, because every week somebody different go off. So somebody different go off. So let's make sure we're looking at the game situation and not just who went off. Because I think Rondell Moore did Hopkins go out last game? Did he play the whole game?
Yeah, he played the whole game.
A bit of a game.
Oh,
He
okay.
came back in.
So and then also you got to think about from a defensive point of view. Like if you a defense, you got this team coming up, um, and you saw that Rondell Moore went off, like they shut down Kirk. They said, oh, okay, Kirk got 2 touchdowns week 1, so they can't. So the defensive coordinators went in and they said, hey, we got to shut this down, shut that
Okay.
down. And Kyler Murray came out and said, look, I'm gonna hit Rondell Moore and I'm gonna hit Max Williams. Bam. You know what I mean? So now the defensive see, okay, he can do Rondell Moore and he can do that. You know, what we gonna do this week? You know what I mean? Okay, they like, okay, KJ Osborne got 7 targets. Oh, we got to keep our eye out for him. Watch his routes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just think about what the defensive coordinators think about too, you know?
Yeah, I hear that too. What I'm also adding, if you can see just looking in the middle, look at who they're playing. Within the 3 weeks, within the 2 weeks right now, Jacksonville defense is not that good. Within the 2 weeks, Minnesota has been Minnesota and Seahawks have been passing back and forth. They've been doing a shootout back and forth. So right now, I'm looking at balance between. We should all look at balance between matchup plus value and stuff like that. All right. So Rodney had a question about discuss price versus ownership. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I can take
That's
that.
yeah, go ahead.
Like I'm assuming he means what we were just debating about as far as like how much like what are we willing to put into how much value should a player give us before we want to own them. And I think Terrence kind of touched on that earlier. If Rodney was a loyal listener, he would have heard Terrence say that he needs to give him 3 times the amount that he pays for him. So if he paid 5,000, he needs to give him at least 15 points, right, Terrence? If I'm not mistaken,
Right.
that's what
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah.
So the value of ownership. We like that's why everybody needs to get to the podcast early. We're giving out good information. Terrence touched on that. So you
Right.
might miss something important if you come late. So
Yeah. I also think Rodney was trying to say too, ownership is when they talk about what I was talking about earlier, and I was saying chalk. So like you want to stay away. You want to try to be contrarian a little bit because if Kyler Murray go off, um, and everybody got him, it's not going. It doesn't really help you that much because everybody don't get those points. So you
right.
got to find that player who think like last week. If you played Tony Pollard last week,
Oh
you
yeah,
know you
people gonna
winning.
jump on him.
Right. You know what I mean? So that's the hard part about this daily thing is you gotta get the people before everybody else get on them. Because once they go off, that next week everybody gonna pick them up. So because it ain't no secret no more.
And that goes to my the whole strategy I was saying about when we were picking up the Chicago Bears tight end was that it's not that I think he's guaranteed to go off, but somewhere you have to, like Terrence said, you have to be a contrarian and you got to find like that value in somebody that might have the potential that no one else is going to pick. And so it's just a gamble. It's like a crapshoot, So you got to try to find some reasonable, player to like put into the certain spots that'll just give you that edge, because again you're competing against everyone and it's not like a regular draft where you all have someone different. You all have the opportunity to pick the same player. So that's another part of ownership, value to ownership.
So that goes also what Ronnie's saying right now. Wouldn't that make KJ popular because of his price range? Because
first of all, hold on. Does Rodney want to join in? Okay? That's right. He got a lot to say.
You got a lot to say.
Hey, we got.
You over there making excuses to respond.
Hey,
Right.
but I love James thought. Funny. Yo,
You
but
gotta
no,
limit that man. Limit
but,
that man to 3 questions.
but,
Oh, I don't
that,
look to the chat. Goodness gracious.
but that KJ point goes to what we were just talking about, right? Like KJ was hot last week. Jose was on KJ early, right?
Right.
But he was hot last week, so
Oh,
now
that's the
he's
sleeper
not.
king. That's the sleeper king. He know.
Yeah,
I got some more.
yeah.
I needed the
Right.
sleeper king last week. Last week, if I was listening to the sleeper king, I would have won $1 million.
Right,
With
definitely.
KJ Osborne, Rondell Moore, uh, who else? I think you named somebody else too.
Hey, if y'all people don't know, when
Yeah.
Jose talks his sleepers, you listen. That name is not there for like no reason, man.
Right.
He's definitely coming with all the sleepers, man. All the sleepers. But yeah, so KJ Osborne now, is he a sleeper now? You know what I mean? Like they was on him when he was, and now like Terrence was saying it's gonna be recency bias. So everybody now is gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna rock with KJ Osborne because of what he did last week.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let's change it up. Let's take him off, right? And let's go with Cyphers. What's the name from receiver from
Detroit.
Detroit?
You know what though? I would still keep him on like your team because he's 3,500 though.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the same. He's about the same price.
Oh, Detroit must have like a Monday night game or something.
Nah,
Oh,
it's just
he's
he's not that good. They
he
don't
always
value
the
him
bottom.
that good. He's a little bit further down.
Oh, okay. 3,900. Oh, he more than KJ Osborne. Let's see. Yeah, see, look at that. See, this is a good pick. You got.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he had 7 targets last game, 4 receptions, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
46
touchdown
yards.
every game.
Oh yeah.
So
I think that's a good pick.
right. So, but let's talk about like
Who they going
Patriots,
against? Are they
Right.
going
Ravens.
against Baltimore though?
Yeah, and do we really think that he gonna keep getting the check of the game? Right. At some time that touchdown got to stop. Right. Like like that. Hey, I mean, golf
Going
ain't Aaron
against
Rodgers. We saw
Baltimore.
that last weekend.
All right, we'll come back to that. Let's go get a running back real quick. Let's figure out a good price for a running back because right now we got 6,300 that we can spend on an average person, right? So, do you want a Derrick Henry? Do you want a Kamara? Like, I kind of like the Eckler against Kansas City.
And this is full DraftKings is full point PPR, so keep that in mind too.
Yeah, I like Eckler. He's expensive though.
I like the Chubb. Let's scroll down. Let's see what they have. I can't trust Montgomery. Oh, right there, Tyson Williams against Detroit.
Mixon plays Pittsburgh, but he had a lot of touches. He's getting a lot of touches. Oh, but he plays Baltimore though.
Nah, Nixon.
Oh no. I mean your guy. Oh, you're picking. Hold on.
Tyson against Detroit's defense.
Oh, you picked Tyson. Okay, I thought you picked
13 for 77. And then he was 9 for 65 before that. And 2 targets a game.
Ronnie. Papa players don't help. And then he puts all these emojis.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Who you thinking?
I don't know. What y'all looking at? What y'all looking at here?
I'm looking at Tyson Williams against Detroit defense. I think their defense is not that good. I kind of like Edmonds against Jacksonville. You know, shoot, let's what y'all think? So I would probably pick good either Chubb.
Oh, look at
Um,
your buying right here, McKissick. It's Rodney, man.
Yeah, he's 5,200. Wow. He's worth more than Mike Davis, which is good.
So look, so here's something. I mean, and I'm not that great at picking running backs, so I probably need to sit out on this one. But Mike Davis, like I said, this is 4 point PPR, right?
mm-hmm.
Last week, um, he had 7 receptions, 7 targets. Week before that, he had 6 targets. These are almost receiving targets we talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I think, he right there in line. The only problem is your boy Patterson
Yeah, how much is
is
Patterson?
Patterson is 4,600.
Mm,
Yeah,
That's a good
mm.
contrarian play. To me, he ain't really pop yet. Like a lot of people don't really
Yeah.
know about him. You know
Or
what I
don't
mean?
trust it. Or don't trust it yet.
Yeah, don't trust it yet. But you've been saying it since day one. You know what I mean? So first game he got 2 targets. Last game he got 7 targets for 58 yards, receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. So he looked better than Mike Davis when he got the ball. To be honest, if you watch
yeah,
the games,
Yeah.
because he,
um,
And then
yeah,
so
he going against Giants defense. You know, Giants. It's going to be Giants going to throw the ball around. So,
yeah, and McKissick lit them up.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I'll probably scoop him up. I'll probably and with him, you could put him at receiver or
not in this one. They only got him at running back.
oh, okay.
so you would go with Cordell Patterson over Mike Davis?
Oh yeah.
Because
For the price,
their targets are similar. I think
but
Davis
for the
is
price, you saving $500.
right. Yeah, I'll go Patterson.
And then we go Patterson, then we can go big. We can go,
Who you think?
we might.
Henry? You think Henry going? This I'm gonna ask Gene. Gene called it last week. Oh, hey, you think he gonna go off again on Indy?
See, the problem Henry relies a lot on them big runs, man. But then this is daily, right? So do we really want Henry? Like, do we want Henry when everyone's going to pick Henry?
I think
Sometimes it don't matter if everybody pick
Right,
him. You
right,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like
That's
it
true
only
because if
helps.
he goes
Yeah,
off, then you need to compete with
you
everybody
gotta
that he
you
goes
gotta
off
have
with.
him. If
Right,
you don't
right.
have him,
Yeah,
then
yeah, definitely. I would go with
but
Henry because I don't have
out of all the top ones, who do you think gonna go off? And
Henry.
if you don't trust that, out the top
Henry.
receivers, who do you think gonna go off?
Henry's going to go off because Indianapolis doesn't have a quarterback. Probably, they're going to probably be down. So if Tennessee gets a lead, then they're going to have to ice the clock, and Henry's going to get a lot of third and fourth quarter touches.
let's see.
Nah, they're gonna put that. They're gonna put that young boy in.
So you think so? You think? I mean, not if they're not blowing them out, just if they have a lead, though. If it's a blowout, definitely.
Ooh, Hill. I'm staying away from Diggs until I can see some more performance. Lockett, do you go shoot? Do you go with Lockett and Metcalf?
Hold on, how
Yeah,
many
so
performances do
far
they
the
have?
Chargers defense been shutting down every wide receiver so far. To me, they shut down McLaurin, they shut down Keenan Allen. You know,
Keenan Allen's on the Chargers.
I mean, Amari Cooper, CD Lamb.
Oh yeah.
So
You
Or
what
do
know,
you
you
go with
so
Justin Jefferson? Shoot, there's some good matchups there. Hmm.
Lockett been.
Cup,
I
Cooper Cup.
mean, that Seattle game gonna be just lights out. Minnesota, their running back pretty much hurt. Madison is not a replacement for Dalvin Cook. Um, So they gonna be throwing like crazy. Seattle coming off that loss. They should have won the game.
Yeah, the problem with Seattle is you got to pick Lockett or Metcalf. Like, who you think is gonna go off?
I got. Oh, I think both of them will go off. They've been
Really?
averaging. Both of them been averaging like 100 yards.
Uh huh.
Metcalf ain't got in the end zone yet, right? Or he did get in the end zone. He got in the end zone one time. But Lockett just been.
So I'm gonna ask you.
That's a tough one. That's a
I'm gonna
tough
ask you
one.
this question, right? Does it look like you can get more points from receivers, like stacking up on receiver, not stacking up on receivers, like getting more high value receivers and then going lower on running backs to make up the balance? Or you think we can squeeze in? Like, do you think we can go ahead take out Henry, get another medium value player, and then take out Osborne and pick up like Lockett, Cooper Kupp, Thielen,
I,
Allen?
You can't replace those Henry points.
I about to say that. I about to say normally I would say yes, but y'all brought me back to y'all way of thinking. If Henry goes off, right, you gotta have that one play that everyone has because if he goes
Yeah.
off, then those points that we don't make up that everyone
And
else
because we going Patterson, we already going cheap
balanced
at
out.
running back. Like if you look at our total, it's about 13,200. So we really going about 6,600 per running back. So we still are being frugal there because we going real high and we going real low. So I think we can keep
So,
Henry long as we got Patterson in there too.
Right.
mm. All right, let's see. Let's play it out. We got two more look spots to fill out with 6,100 apiece. So at receiver, at receiver, who do you think gonna go off? Because right now, your main people that's gonna get the points that you should hope for will be Murray, Henry. Really, that's it. That you really more confident probably. That a normal person will probably be more confident on. So do we go get a Lockett to make it three people that we can
Yeah, I would go get Lockett because you got. So my way of thinking is, if we drop 74 on Lockett, then you go get someone like a Pollard to put in your flex that can go either way,
I'm
right?
not getting Pollard. I'll tell you that now.
I said someone
Y'all,
like
y'all can
Pollard.
pick Pollard. Y'all can pick Pollard all you want. I'm not picking him.
So, yo, just so you know, Nation, this is a Washington D.C. podcast.
Yes.
So, all all Cowboy fans.
What about Elijah Mitchell? You want to get Eli Mitchell?
No, not this game. Not this game.
$175 Eli Mitchell.
Right. So, or you can get someone like Kenzick and put him in a flex, right? Like that type of player, like a Pollard, a McKenzie, like someone who.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know.
So all right. So what we look like? So
Lockett or Metcalf.
Shoot, I would go. I like Keenan Allen too. In the 4-point PPR.
Yeah.
Against Kansas City, like I said, they're gonna
like
have
Mike
to.
Williams for his price too.
I was about to say that. I was just thinking when like he said Keenan Allen, I was gonna be like, oh, what about
That's only
Mike Williams?
$200 cheaper.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, so with Keenan, Mike Williams.
Because Mike Williams went off last week.
Yeah, Mike Williams.
Pull up Mike Williams' information.
Yeah, he was getting touchdowns. He got one in each game.
He been averaging 22 points each game.
Yeah, I have him in the Yahoo.
Yeah, so let me see, where's Keenan Allen averaging? Okay, so Keenan Allen, he do.
He did 19.9 when
13 targets, 100 yards, 8 but no, he ain't got in the end zone yet.
I would go with Lockett. But nah, yeah.
We got a flex too. Could we get Lockett and Keenan Allen?
We have an average of 6,100. Nope.
I think Lockett gonna take us over. See, they're all over.
Yeah, we over by 18.
Yeah.
Unless you want to drop your defense a little bit. Nah, I don't know if you can drop your defense.
Nah, we already cheap on the defense, ain't we? We would have to drop.
Or you want to go with a lower quarterback?
We had to drop the quarterback. Quarterback.
We could definitely drop the quarterback.
Because to be honest, I mean, I can go.
I'm voting on Herbert. I'm just saying. Or Stafford. Or Stafford got the talent. Well, Stafford.
What about Cousins? Are we mentioning all Cousins? They ain't. I told you they ain't got no They ain't got no running back.
I'm terrified of
We,
Cousins,
we
bro.
don't
I remember
we
them
don't
80
got
yard games he had last
we
year.
only got
man.
one person from. That means you would change your lineup, right? That means instead of going for Osborne, would you go for Jefferson or Thielen?
Nah, I would do Cousins and Osborne. That's
Hold
my
on, you
stack.
mean
Take
hold
them out.
on?
Let's
You mean
see. Let's see if it's enough.
so you do Cousins as the primary quarterback, right? QB.
It's a one quarterback league.
6,500. Herbert, Stafford. Shoot, what do you think about Stafford?
That's what I'm saying.
I
What
like
about
Stafford too. I like
I'm
Stafford
going
too.
with Stafford over Cousins.
I like Stafford.
For $100 more, I'm voting on Stafford. And then leaves us with what? $100.
Damn, I kind of like this lineup.
$100 bill. See, that's a good lineup.
But we ain't got no stack though, man. We ain't got no Cooper Cup.
We'll take
Oh,
out.
that's enough. That's who need to come up.
Yeah,
So
I saw that. I saw the price
take
though.
out Lockett.
Robert Woods.
Take out
Robert
Lockett.
Woods. What he looking at?
Ooh, I don't know about taking out Lockett.
Because everybody on.
Wow, he's 68.
Yeah, I would take.
Woods is like 40
Robert
something.
Woods ain't been getting no burn, man.
Nah, he's like 4,600. He's like way down.
5,700. Look at that. We could do a Robert Woods Cooper Cup joint.
Are you going triple stack?
I mean,
No, he's going double stack.
Oh,
triple stack, yeah.
You got Matthew Stafford, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be a shootout because Henderson hurt. His ribs hurt. Damn, we got 1,600. Can we take out Fant and get a Waller?
Can we go Waller? Yeah, can we go Waller? Oh,
we can go Gronk, Hawkinson. Oh, 1,000. Ooh, we're 1,000.
Dang, I really like Waller right here, son. Look at that lineup, man. Because if Stafford go off.
All right, what about Carr? Hold up, who we got? You got Woods. Dang, you got that. Well, shoot, drop Henry.
I can't, man. We not dropping Henry, man. Did you see what Henry did? Henry gonna keep it going. I'm on the Henry train.
Hold on. Woo. So who are we talking about dropping him for, though? I mean, who do we want to get back in here?
Carson dropped 2 touchdowns on hold on. Nah.
Hold up. All right, take out Woods. Since we got cut. Because you think Woods gonna go off?
It's just a contrarian play. It's just one of those.
Take out Woods real quick because with the flex, you can probably get a running back or that gives us what 6,700 or 60 or 4,700. Go down on the flex. No. Tyler Boyd?
Not versus Pittsburgh. Maybe Slayton.
He says, "Hell nah." That's me. Everybody gonna be on Pollard, man. I can't ride that train yet.
All right. Yeah. I mean, they got the Eagles too. They gonna move up and down the field on the Eagles show.
Dang, man, Sanders. Keep going up. What do you think about Crowder? Or
He doubtful.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
he's doubtful.
Yeah, he didn't play last week, did he?
Oh, pick up
Yeah, he not
Barry.
back.
Pick up Barrios. I mean, look at Barrios. Is Berr something?
All right. Another sleeper king sleeper. Oh, look at that. 11 targets last game. 7 targets the game before.
And
Okay.
they're going to be passing all game.
I like it. But see,
Yeah.
only thing is, I do like it. I will say I like it, but I like that to replace one of these.
Yeah, let's replace KJ because I think people are going to be more on KJ. Or do you want to go take out more and get more?
I want to take out more because I just feel like this is risky.
All right,
Yeah,
take him out.
because Moore was there because
Take him out.
we had Kyler, but we don't have Kyler anymore.
And then I just don't see them having to really jack the score up right here.
Yeah, take him out. Since we don't got Murray no more.
So now we got 5,800 in the flex. I like that. Could we go back to my
we can get Grunk and Waller. Go to flex. Go down to
2 tight ends.
Hawkinson.
2 tight ends. Let's see what wide receiver. I don't know. 2 tight ends. That's I'm right here. I don't know why I just feel like he got to go off eventually, man. Look, 9 targets last game. He only had 5 receptions though. 2 rushing attempts.
Is that what your gut's saying? I feel like.
This is my thing. Robert Woods.
Think about this. Who would you think will get more points? Robert Woods or Grunt? Because you're looking at that position as points, right? You got a flex position. Do you have a running back that's at 57 that you can get that is going to get more points?
Nah, I definitely would not get a running back in a 1-point PPR league. You know what I mean?
Ooh, if you had 200 more, if you had 100 more, you could have got Sterling Shepard against Atlanta defense.
Man, I like Robert Woods, man.
Sell me on him. Tell me why.
All right. When you saw when this is Matthew. All right, here, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Matthew Stafford going against Tampa Bay. Matthew Stafford is a really good quarterback. He wants to prove that he's one of the greats, right? He saw what Dak did to him with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. You know what I mean? So now he's at home playing down in LA. You got the Super Bowl champs coming in. You telling me Matthew Stafford not going to be fired up to go crazy in this game? Like, I feel like this is going to be a Matthew Stafford, like coming out just like, yo, I've been stuck in Detroit. Put us in the contenders for the Super Bowl. I mean,
is he going to throw to Van Jefferson, Deshaun Jackson, Woods?
I told you. I think it Woods. I think it's Cooper Kupp and Woods.
So I'm gonna say, okay, I hear that. I'm gonna say you on this one person that's not that far down, Marquise Brown, going against Detroit secondary. Look at his numbers. I mean, it's not a good defense.
Yo, Lamar Jackson is not even 100%. Ain't he like questionable?
Yeah.
Like,
you're right. All right, let's go. Let's go Woods.
Because he will always have nagging injuries.
Let's go Woods. I was sold with Dallas. When you said Dallas and it's coming out party, I'm sold.
Yeah, man. I think.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm confused where Dallas came in that conversation,
No, because he said, Matthew Stafford saw what Dallas did to them.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
they have been giving up some yards on the passing game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Right now, I just haven't seen the consistency with Woods. I think I will go with Gronk over Woods. That's just my judgment because I would have had Waller and Woods. I mean Waller and Waller and Hawkinson. I would have had Waller and Hawkinson probably.
See, I only thing with Gronk is Gronk's numbers been inflated by the touchdowns, and if
Yeah,
he'll
because
get a
they've been playing
touchdown,
good defense. I mean, they've been playing like tight
Yeah,
games.
you're right, because last week he only got 5 targets,
Yeah,
but he
but
got
two
two
touchdowns.
touchdowns. He got that literally. I don't think he caught a catch in the second half. So you right. I mean, the touchdowns.
6 points.
He got 4 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So, um,
And he's
of
going
course,
against
I just like if you
Evans.
had to look on the curve, Gronk has already hit his peak for the year in those first 2 games, in my opinion. I don't think this is something we can expect. Robert Woods, we know that he's not doing as bad as he did those first 2 weeks. So at some point, in order for him to hit the average that we expect him to be, he gonna have to go off. I mean, look at what they pay. He getting paid. So,
So
so
with Gronk, right? Let me tell you what Gronk. So who does Tom Brady gonna throw to when Ramsey's matched up with Evans? It's gonna be Godwin and who else?
Brown.
It ain't gonna be Brown because Brown he's on COVID.
Oh, that's right. Jeez.
Okay. I mean, I hear you.
But then
I
think about Hawkinson. Look, pull up Hawkinson numbers, right? He going against Ravens, right? Ravens supposed to have a good defense, but they haven't been really doing too good with tight ends. They played Waller the first game, who had 100-something yards. They played Kelsey, who had 100-something yards, or who had close to 170 yards. And then you got Hawkinson, who's just been killing. He's right now top 3, top 4.
I hear you. I like that analysis. I mean, damn, they did. They played the top 2 tight ends in the league, and then they got the third tight end. Jared Goff, bum ass though, man.
But they're gonna be throwing. They're gonna have to throw. So it's like, okay, who's
How
gonna
much
get
is
the share?
TJ?
I'm just selling my point. I mean, I like Woods. I think he might break out, but I'm just trying to sell some different things that people might be saying. Well, if I got an extra spot with 5,700 where I can put some get some really good points that I can know and confident in, I'm confident in Gronk this week against Rams defense. I'm confident in Hawkinson. I'm confident in Andrews. Fant. When it comes to Woods.
you more. What about Waller? Are you saying you more confident?
Oh no, I like Waller there, but
So you like Waller over Gronk and Hawkinson?
No, for my gut is leaning towards Gronk because it's you're going against a primetime game basically, even though it's not probably on primetime, but that game's going to be meaningful. Rams is trying to make sure like, hey, we can contend.
Tampa Bay just can't get past these targets, man.
No, I'm not taking out Waller.
Targets.
I'm not taking out Waller, but they're going against
Derek Carr is throwing that ball like.
Yeah, I'm not taking out Waller. I'm just saying you could actually go with. You got a flex opportunity to get a high end point value. And that's why I said like you can put Gronk to have 2 tight ends. You say you might not like 2 tight ends, but if Gronk gets 2 touchdowns, that's almost close to 20 points.
But I don't like the bet. I always look at targets. I don't because like Eugene said, I don't like.
Go with Hawkinson then. He's gonna get. I mean, I watched that game. He was looking good. That's my gut. Like I'm hoping that Wood's gonna go off. I'm hoping that he's gonna have that. But I got one spot that I know for certain. I like my rest of my roster right now how it is. I got one spot for certain that I know. Like, hey, you know what? You know what you can even do too? You can say, hey, I'm gonna believe Wood's gonna do something, but let me go ahead and get the best defense then. The defense that's gonna play the Jets 5,000 if you can. I don't know if you can, but
Nah,
But that's
nah.
also
Yeah, I think the Cardinals was a good pick. I think the Cardinals got a chance to be the highest scoring defense over Jacksonville. To be honest, I mean, even over the more expensive defense.
yep.
Like I think Arizona going to shut Jacksonville down, get some turnovers, and maybe even a touchdown. So I like that pick.
So how you like the roster right now? And then this what I used to give my boy Zeke with, right? And I don't know if Tony and I got the discussion, but is the money that you leave behind. So we leave 600. Do you have to use all your money? Is it in your system to use all that money or to leave money aside, even though it's not going to carry over to next? Do you want? It's like, is it annoying leaving that, or do you feel like you didn't get the value to have money left
Nah,
over?
I actually, for me, I don't mind leaving money because it gives me a way to differentiate myself
Mm-hmm.
from other people. You know what I mean? Like other people gonna try to like we could have the best roster in right now, but then
Mm-hmm.
we like, oh, we got 600. Let me take out this
This
guy
person,
and
yeah.
put in this guy. You know what I mean? Like I like the way we did it. Like even this, how we saying, look, even though because normally I would never put a tight end in the flex, but you right when it comes to Kelsey, Waller, and now Hawkinson, like to me, you can put a tight end in the flex because they getting 10 targets. You know what I mean? They getting the same amount of targets as wide receivers, and they getting the red zone looks. So, so
Not only,
yeah,
not
I
only
say
that, he got
oh,
confidence. He
let me
got 2 games where he just went off.
right.
Hawkinson is now he's trying to build his brand. Like
Mm-hmm.
football and just sports and just in general life. When you start getting like confidence up, oh man,
so
you start portraying it. You start thinking about it. You start doing well about it. Like if we made money on this, or like when I call out my names of my sleepers and stuff like, and they actually do good. I'm just calling out names from my point of view. But when they actually do good, it makes me like, okay, like I'm confident on my names that I put out there. You know.
so
Look at
going
this,
back to
Mike.
what going back to a question about leaving $600, right? So I got this thing, right? I'm on this health kick, right? So as opposed to value, right? So I'm gonna use this analogy that I told my nephew. So we go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, hey, I want a small sweet tea, and it's $1, and they're like, well, you can get a large for $1. I'm like, a large doesn't have any value to me, right? Like even though I'm leaving more on the table, once you get the value out of something, the money isn't really relevant anymore, right? If that makes sense. So even though you're leaving $600, if you feel like you got the value out of your team, right? Like the $600 is just because that could actually get you in trouble, right? Like you could try to spend that extra $600 on a player, and that player might not pan out, but the player that you have but like need them could go off, right? And so the question is, did you get the value out of what you were picking? So yeah, I don't really stress out about leaving the money on the table.
Yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence looking like, man, I can probably change a little, change somebody around, right?
See, that's what happened when I started looking at it too long because I'm like, shoot,
Yeah,
Hilaire need to go off at some point.
yeah,
I wouldn't put him
Yeah.
out right now.
Okay.
yeah.
But
Nah,
so,
we
but I look at that roster right now, and for me, when I feel good, I don't look at really the money. I just look at the money to get the players that I like, right? I look at the roster and say, okay, does this roster to me and my on the matchup and everything, do I feel good with it? Is there any player that kind of give me, you know, that I'm iffy about? If it is, then I gotta figure out how to get the good matchup. Right now, the only person that we have basically three. Well, I think we basically have two kind of sleepers on that team. which is Patterson and Barrios.
Oh, Barrios, yeah.
Because like you said, I don't think really people are too on Patterson yet. Yeah, people been talking about it, like pick him up and stuff like that, but he hasn't really popped off yet. Osborne, he's made some noise, right? But a lot of people I think been on him more because that 67-yard touchdown, and probably because they've been listening to podcasts. So I think that's where they're at right now. But I think for our team, there is some good value.
Honestly, I'm not like a huge Cordell Patterson fan. Only because he's been in the league 6 years now or something, 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I know he's getting a lot of buzz in Atlanta right now.
How much is Pollard?
That's a good question. I'm sure that he's a lot more than he was last week. That's for sure.
Oh, they must got a Monday night game or something.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
They do. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This doesn't go past Sunday.
Sunday night. Yeah, it don't go past Sunday night. It's just the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. So what y'all think?
I like it, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Good. I think we rock with it. You know what I mean?
So
we'll see what happens with you on Sunday.
I'm definitely gonna put this in. So let me write down Stafford, Patterson.
I'm willing to take all the blame.
Henry, Barrios, and Osborne. Yep. So yeah, I like the lineup. I like how we did this. It definitely. I hope it gives some insight to everybody else on how we pick. And I don't know if y'all all go through your own little type of breaking down, but we actually broke down a lot. We went through a whole lot of position, a lot of stats, and just ideas and tendencies. So for y'all, I really think we're gonna get some money off of this. Well, I'm gonna get some money off this.
I just want to do Xbox, Jose.
I just need, man, shoot. I just need like 500 for groceries.
Yeah,
that's
I just
it.
need an Xbox, man. I just need an Xbox Series X, man. Like hard to come by,
All right, so
talking the rest.
We're gonna end it out, or do y'all want to keep going?
Nah,
shut it on down, man. We did it.
Yeah,
all right.
We don't have the people out here too long.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure your likes, and also if y'all do play that roster and win something,
shout out to podcast.
Yeah, shout out to podcast, and definitely
in the pocket.
Send them some deposits.
we'll post the cash app.
All right. Good night, everyone.
All
right.